Welcome on the live stream. We're just getting underway here in the third grade fixture. I just did them at the ground. I'll just do them again here on the live stream. The defensive lineup for the Central Coast Marlins today has at catcher Elijah Lancel, first base Errol Guardia, second base Stacey Campbell, third base Tyler Dodd, shortstop Nixon Collins Brown, left field Jaden Ismaili, centre field Alex Russell, and right field is Shane Holt. On the mound for the Central Coast Marlins today, pitching is Kieran Johnston. Leading off for the Penrith side is the centre field, Ben Johnson. Now batting right field, Dylan Maxworthy.
Because they're not looking at the email addresses on the invoice that they've got.
And so got a right field there, puts runners on 1 and 2, brings to the plate Jake Edwards.
You haven't got your computer. Give her a ring and just say, like, okay, I think it's SJ's email or something like that. It's the email. Early. But it's definitely whatever's on the
And the bunt there goes foul. I think that's a second strike. I believe it's 1 ball, 2 strikes here. So may take the bunt out of the equation now.
Yeah, you need to ring them and just say, yeah, at 5 o'clock this afternoon, we but whatever's on the bottom of the ring, that's not the person who's
Nice range there by right field for the first out of the innings. One away, runners on 1 and 2. To the plate, Stephen Broadbeck.
ringer. Don't even. Okay. All right.
Need scoreboard. Think so. I need scoreboard. One out. So we have the scoreboard up there now as well. Sorry about that. We're just getting it organised. Score here in the top of the first is 0-all. And misses downstairs there for a ball. That's too big, Stacey. And an error there at shortstop. Puts the runner on, plates a run. Penrith now leading 1-0. And the 5-4-3 double there brings to a close the top of the first innings. But not before Penrith have plated a 1 run. Now lead 1-0. I'll do the defensive lineup. The Penrith defensive lineup here is catching Ben Richards. First base, Stephen Broadbeck. Second base, Logan Glover. Third base, Jason McAllister. Shortstop, Jake Edwards. Left field, Josh Taylor. Centre field, Ben Johnson. Right field, Dylan Maxworthy. And pitching and hitting for himself in the 8 hole is Simon Fulham. And thank you to the Penrith coach for a nice, easy to read lineup. coach. Yeah. Assume that we heard the Penrith line up through the live stream there, but just in case, I'll give the defensive line up here in case you didn't hear it. Catching Ben Richards, first base Stephen Broadbeck, second base Logan Glover, third base Joyson McAllister, shortstop Jake Edwards, left field Josh Taylor, centre field Ben Johnson, right field Dylan Maxworthy. Pitching and hitting for himself in the 8 hole is Simon Fulham. Leading off for the Central Coast Marlins, Tyler Dodd.
Didn't get over it. Didn't say who the 9 hole is. I don't think.
Sorry?
Did you say the whole on it?
And Tyler Dodd safely through there to first. Now hitting shortstop Nixon, Collins, Brown.
Picture 9.
I think that's great.
Sorry, what did I say?
Huh?
Did I miss something?
Last time you called it, that one you called it.
No, I didn't call it safe. I said it was safely through to first. I didn't. It was an error.
I know.
Didn't you error Nixon? Didn't you error Nixon? You see Kieran's face?
Only said the hole.
Yeah.
After. Basically, that's good.
Now hitting Clayton, Kershaw, Roberts.
Named
Sorry?
Manfred renamed him
Put them on mute. And looks like a full count here on Clayton Kershaw. With one out, runner in scoring position up on 3, looking to put the ball into the right side, which Clayton does. Very reliable. Bounces up. Unfortunately, he's injured from a couple of weeks ago, so he's out on the tag. Clayton Roberts out there on the tag, but plates the runner from third. Score's now tied here, 1-1. He's obviously still not well from that Cronulla game when he had the collision. Clayton there, which looked to be lumbering up first baseline, of course, was he's actually still playing injured. Good club man after he had a heavy collision in the playing second grade out at Cronulla quite a few weeks ago, and was out for a while. Is back, but is obviously playing first base in the field and is injured, but still a good solid contact hitter, as you saw there. Was able to score the runner from 3 with the safe hit, with the hit through there to shortstop. So.
Oh, he's
Actually DH, not playing first base. Apologies. And Errol Guardia goes down there swinging for the third out of the innings. So with 1 in the books, score here, Penrith 1, Central Coast 1. Leading off here for Penrith is the left field, Josh Taylor. The scoreboard says second grade. The question on the live stream, it is third grade. We'll change it now. We didn't realise.
not.
There you go. Don't know what you're talking about. Says third grade to me. And a lead-off base on balls there to Josh Taylor. To the plate, third base, Jason McAllister. On the bench, Vivo, not playing. And the runner out there at second can't make the double play, so one away. A runner on first to the plate. Pitcher, Simon Fulham. And misses upstairs there for a ball. I think it's now 2 balls, 1 strike. Should be 3 and 1. And I think they will take it to a full count here on the Penrith pitcher. Full count here on the Penrith pitcher, 3 and 2. One out, runner on one. And fouls one off there over the Penrith dugout. Stays alive, gets himself another pitch. And misses downstairs for a walk. Misses downstairs there for a base on balls. Runners on 1 and 2. One out to the plate in the 9-hole. Catcher, Ben Richard.
What was that? His name?
Richards.
Oh,
I did roll. And nice range there at left field for the second out of the innings. 2 away, runners on 1 and 2. We go back to the top of the order for the Penrith side. Leading off, Ben Johnson. Hi, Blake. Yeah. Hello. No, not Daddy today, Mummy.
Mummy today.
maybe Daddy.
Get out of the net.
Maybe Daddy.
No. Right. Oh. Go from 0-2 to 3-2. Hasn't been close. I think it's a full count here now on the batter. Was 0-2, but Kieran's given up 3 balls in a row, taking us out to a full count. Runners go and does get the strikeout. Ben Johnson struck out swinging there for the third out of the innings. Brings to a close the top of the second with the score here remaining 1-1. Leading off for the Central Coast Marlins here in the bottom of the second innings. Catcher, Elijah Ansell. Elijah Ansell flies out there to right field for the first out. To the plate, centre field, Alex Russell. And a base on balls there to Alex Russell to the plate. Shane Holt.
Oh no, I meant. No,
And the runner through to second on the ball to the back fence there.
added it again.
Full count here on the batter. 1 out. Runner on 2. Central Coast Marlins looking to play that run and take the lead here. And that's an outside pitch for a ball. Misses outside there for a base on balls to Shane Holt. Now hitting second base, Stacey Campbell. Stacey looking for her first hit of the season here. Hasn't had a safe hit, which is strange. She's a much better bat than that. Even playing here, obviously, in the men's grade. She's a much better bat than not having a hit in third grade. So, expecting her to open up soon and get a few hits here. Maybe, hopefully, starting right now with runners here on 1 and 2, 1 out. And goes down on strikes. Stacey Campbell caught out there on strikes for the second out. And now hitting left field, Jaden Esmaili. Jaden Esmaili grounds out to first to bring to a close the bottom of the second innings. Score here remaining 1-1. Leading off the top of the third for the Penrith side, right field, Dylan Maxworthy. Yeah. He went 3 first. Yeah, hit.
I'll take it. Don't think he was actually that. I'll take it.
A runner thrown in there at first for the first out. Shortstop, Jake Edwards. Looked like it might have been a tough call there on the Penrith runner then. Interesting if anyone's watching the replay, rewind it, have a look. I thought he was safe from here. Trying to be unbiased, but we'll certainly take it. But that's what happens in baseball. Some of them go your way, some of them don't. All tends to even out in the end. But that looked like it might have been a bit of a tough call there on the Penrith runner. So back here now with one out, the shortstop for the Penrith side, Jake Edwards in the batter's box. Steady right on the. Just a pause in play here. Are you saying that on the original viewing, Jiva, or on the replay? And Kira misses downstairs for a ball. Okay, yeah, I thought it was. And a base on balls there to the Penrith shortstop. Now hitting first base, Stephen Broadbeck. Told you we're unbiased here. We call it as we see it, whichever way it goes. As I said, though, those things tend to even out. We'll probably get a bad call or they'll get a good call later, and that's the way it goes in this game. We have human umpires, not machines umpiring. Although many sports gradually being taken over by machine or at least replay decisions. So I guess if you can get it right, all the better. But I'd hate to see the strike zone taken over by Robo Strike, personally. But that's my opinion. Baby down there.
Your daughter's running around out here, so I'll probably suggest don't do that.
Yeah, I got it.
What the, what? And the out there made by Nixon Collins Brown after initially dropping it, but runner obviously paused on the fly ball, looked like it was going to be caught, and was thrown out at 2. So net result is one of them was out. We have 2 out here, and a runner on 1. Is this still Logan Glover? He's got a different number on to what's on the lineup. Okay. And Logan Glover flies out there to shortstop for the third out of the innings. Brings to a close the top of the third with the score here remaining 1-1. Leading things off here in the bottom of the third innings. We go back to the top of the order. Tyler Dodd. No, don't say when set up before and you made a mistake. It's quick enough to. I know. And a leadoff single up the centre there to Tyler Dodd. Puts the runner on 1 with none out. To the plate, shortstop, Nixon, Collins, Brown. And the runner still second there with the ball in the dirt. So runner now in scoring position on second base, none out. That was completely unsynced there by the Penrith team because the pitcher turned and the runner and his fielder was moving away from the base in that moment. And one down in the dirt there. I think that might be 2 balls, 1 strike here on Nixon Collins Brown. Now shortstop's holding him close, moved away. Nixon drives one up the first base line. If it lands fair, no, it's fouled. So that will now mean a count of 2-2 here on Nixon Collins Brown. Two balls, 2 strikes, none out. Runner on 2. Central Coast Marlins looking to take the lead here, been 1-1 since the first innings. And one back to the pitcher there. The runner goes from 3.
What was that? Hold on.
A ball called there by the field umpire Matt Carter puts the runner back into bat with a 2-2 count and the runner over to third. So now looking to hit again and score this run from third base. Here comes Hopalong. Clayton Kershaw on one leg. Running into view there, picking up the foul ball. As I said before, good team player, playing injured for the team, still able to do a job. Hopefully can get that leg better over the Christmas break and come back fresh in the new year. This, of course, being our last game of the year. We have the bye next week in the final normal round of the season. So Central Coast Marlins don't play next week. We get an early Christmas. And another fouls went off there. So quality of bat here by Nixon Collins Brown. Now up to about, I'm guessing, an eight pitch at bat. Maybe 9. It's on third base line there, which just goes foul. Saw dirt come up there just outside the base. So correct call there by the home plate umpire Scott Murray, in my opinion. But unfortunately for Nixon Collins Brown, that would have scored the run and probably put him on base. The fielder did not have that covered. That is correct. Ajivo, Scott Murray plate. Matt Carter in the field here today in this third base fixture. And it was the other way around. So that will score the run. It may also get him through to first. Nixon Collins Brown beats the throw through there to first base and scores the runner from third, which takes the score now out to the Central Coast Marlins 2, Penrith 1. And now hitting Clayton Roberts.
Oh, you didn't play Hopalong.
I assume you are watching the live stream, Deeks, and not listening to it because I'm answering Givo verbally, so which I've done with the question about Sean and the home plate umpire, but I assume you're just watching and not listening. And there's a nice hit by Clayton Roberts to shortstop, which will advance the runner. Unfortunately, and Clayton Roberts again thrown out there up at first base on his one leg, but successfully moves the runner across to second for the first out of the innings. Brings to the plate, first base, Errol Guardia.
He has to get one to the outfield to get on base. Okay.
And that misses outside for a ball. We know you're not here, Deeks. Where are you? Actually, you can't answer, can you? Because you're not listening. So I guess my answer about you're not listening, you wouldn't have heard either, which makes sense. Ump 1. Error umpire 1.
Error play.
And Errol takes one down in the dirt there. Where's the pitcher going? I'm sure where the pitcher was going then. He didn't swing and it clearly wasn't a strike.
It wasn't. I'm pretty sure.
And it's the second out. So there was 5 reasons why he wasn't leaving then and no reason why he was. So I have no idea what was going on then with the pitcher walking off. And Mrs. Downstairs. And complete confusion here with counts and everything else, but that's a base on balls to Errol Guardia with 1 out. Puts runners on 1 and 2. Brings to the plate the catcher, Elijah Ansell. Elijah. You know?
He's Elijah. It is 1 out.
No, just make sure you let her know though if she's mistaken.
Don't look down on stuff.
No, she'll tell her. Well, you can introduce if you want to introduce either Sue or his mum that she's scoring in case she hasn't. Sorry, just sending my assistant over to the canteen. One thing we do here is we feed and water the scorers and the umpires for that matter. Don't expect any of our help, particularly scorers and umpires, to pay for their food or drinks. So, just going over to make sure that the canteen staff know all of our scorers. Not sure all clubs do that, but we certainly like to look after our volunteers here. They do a fantastic job for us and deserve at least a feed and a drink for coming and giving up their time and scoring for us. So we just on that thank all our volunteers for all their help across the park. Including, of course, our groundsmen here, Bobby Crawford, Rob O'Keefe and Graham, who look after our grounds, again as volunteers, and a lot of the stuff here has been built by various players around the Central Coast as volunteers. So, this is one of the best stadiums here in the Sydney, in the State League, or in the state for that matter. And a lot of it's been put together through the work of volunteers and maintained by volunteers. So, shout out to all of the volunteers here with the Central Coast Marlins who provide us such excellent service on the game day and excellent facilities here. And looks like we have a visit. So we are back underway here. Now hitting centre field, Alex Russell. Load of bases here, one out. Obviously looking to plate a run and avoid the double play, which will end it here. So and catcher doesn't quite grab it there, but called strike anyway by the home plate umpire. When the dome going to be completed? Not long now, Juvo. Not long. That's we've got a amenities block next, hopefully, and new canteen amenities block, and then we should be working on the dome. So, and that looks like it might get away from the third baseman, and the runner will successfully get through to first. And the ball gets away from the third baseman there. Alex Russell safely through to first base. Plates the runner from three. Central Coast Marlins now leading 3 runs to 1. And now hitting right field, Shane Holt. Of course, the ground recently renamed by our local member here, Springfield International Sports Baseball Park. So the dome is certainly on our agenda, so we'll be able to play rain, hail or shine. Might take a few years to reach, but that's our aim. And the runner out there at second for the second out of the innings. The batter safely through to first. Plates another run. Central Coast now leading 4 runs to 1. The runners in the corners. 2 out. To the plate. Stacey Campbell. As I said last at bat, Stacey too good not to have a hit in this grade, so looking forward to a nice clean hit here to the outfield. Play to run and get us off on, and that was down. Runners going, but holds. John Smith giving the runner signals there up on third base line. Runner goes this time. Down again, so 2 balls there on Stacey. The runners now in scoring position on 2 and 3, 2 out. Four, 1. 2 out. Gain misses low, so that will be a 3-0 count here on Stacey. Presumably the bat will be in the pocket. Which it is, and the pitcher managed to throw one down the middle for the first strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike here now on Stacey. Note Penrith just had a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. They're now walking back from up at the bullpen. And Stacey fouls one off out the right side there. Takes her to a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And fouls another one off to the right side. Stacey staying alive here. See another pitch. And fouls another one off, and that's going towards my car. No, I didn't hear a bang, so it didn't hit my car. My car, of course, is behind us here at the moment. We use it to set up our live stream here, and haven't been able to take a break yet and move it, which I better do soon. And oh, 4. And that one, you couldn't see it on the live stream. Actually, that slammed into the Penrith dugout amongst a bunch of players. Missed everybody, hit the back wall and bounced out. So no one injured, but that was certainly moving that ball into the dugout. And swings out after a quality at bat. So, and a quality at bat there from Stacey, but strikes out swinging to bring to a close the bottom of the 3rd innings with the Marlins now leading here 4 runs to 1. Leading off the top of the fourth for the Penrith side, left field, Josh Taylor. Up to bat in this innings for the Penrith side will be Josh Taylor, Jason McAllister, Simon Fulham. And a swing and a miss there for strike one. And the 4-3 player there gets the first out for the Central Coast Marlins. One away, now hitting third base, Jason McAllister.
No.
It might be 2-2 here on the batter. Not totally sure.
My apologies.
Misses there for a ball, which I think may take it out to a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hasn't been indicated. No, it's 2-2 now. So there's another one off there. Keeps the count at 2-2. This is upstairs. Takes it to a full count. Full count here on the batter. Kieran looking for a strikeout. Batter looking for a walk or a hit, obviously. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Jason McAllister goes down swinging there for the second out of the innings. Now to the plate. Pitcher, Simon Fulham. Some photo. With all the... In fact, you want to do it? Do it on your phone. Yeah, get some photos. Dana. Barrow.
You want me to take him with the camera?
I'm just with your phone for now. Or we can get the camera around. Get with your phone for now, so I've got some.
Go do it now. How's your phone?
Yeah, that's what I'm with my phone. Got to see. Battery. No. Have a look. It's 2 fouls. I'd say that's. I think it's 0-2. I don't think there's been any balls on this batter. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. And the third out there goes down swinging as well. So with 3 in the books, Central Coast Marlins lead here 4 runs to 1. No, 4. Sorry, with Penrith with 4 completed innings in the books. The score here going to the bottom of the 4th is 4 runs to 1. Probably won't. Will. In answer to your question, Juvo, I am not sure. I thought 60 seconds was something they brought in at Nationals a few years ago. I thought 90 seconds was the norm at State League, etc., but I'm not 100% sure. Certainly, I don't like to rush things. I was in the process of moving my car and doing some photography, so I wasn't even paying attention. Perfectly honest, I'm only just. With that, I will catch the score up. It looks like we are one out. Hitting for the Central Coast Marlins is the leadoff hitter Tyler Dodd, which means the one out must have been Jane Ismaili, and the 9-hole struck out, I'm told, by Declan Johnson sitting beside me.
Sorry, Marlins.
So one away, that was Cooper Smith. And that one misses outside. I assume we actually have sound now, Jevo, by the way. Pretty sure I've turned it back on. And hit up the middle there to Tyler Dodd. Is that his second or third hit for the day? And third time on base today there for Tyler Dodd with that single up the centre. So one out, runner on first. To the plate, shortstop, Nixon, Collins, Brown. That's the easiest way to say it.
I didn't. There you go.
Swing and a miss. Nixon, Collins, Brown. So Tyler Dodd up on base there for the third time today, 3 out of 3. I'm told one of them was an error, but only 3 out of 3 times on base, 2 hits and an error. So successful day out for the Central Coast Marlins leadoff hitter. Runner goes, that ball is hit to shortstop, moves across. I don't know if that's going to be in time. No, it's not, and the runner moves across to 3. So some nice base running there by Tyler Dodd on first. Can play on if you call balk.
Yeah.
You call balk, but you can play on. The runners take a base and yeah. You can't get out. It's a free hit.
Yeah.
So the balk declined there. Runners successfully through on base. Runners in the corners to the plate, Clayton Roberts. Going to balk him again if he keeps going up and down. And the double play there brings the innings to a close. Central Coast Marlins still leading 4 runs to 1.
There you go. That's not.
Already played it. You played the game, Phil.
You didn't play circles, did you?
Played
When?
earlier.
When?
Between third grade and third.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leading things off here in the top of the 5th innings for the Penrith side. The catcher, Ben Richards.
Sorry.
He's still on the sponsor. Still on the sponsor page. So leading off the top of the 5th here for the Penrith side is the catcher in the 9-hole, Ben Richards. Much clearer today here on the Central Coast with a reasonable breeze blowing through. Very smoky and hazy yesterday. Originally a bit worried whether we get the games on today, but woke up this morning to not a clear sky, I would say, but certainly much better weather conditions than we had yesterday, and no dramas here today getting the game on. So Baseball New South Wales, of course, introduced a air quality policy during the week as an appropriate move given the quality that the air has been in Sydney and up here on the Central Coast these last few weeks for the with the devastating bushfires that we're experiencing at the moment. One of which is burning just to the west of here. But strong winds today has moved on the worst of the smog and smoke. So shouldn't be any trouble getting through all four games here today. And if anything, the wind is actually starting to pick up at the moment. So Kieran here into his 5th innings of work, I believe. We'll just update that scoreboard. I believe this is the top of the 5th. And this may be Kieran's last outing for Central Coast for a while. This is our last game before Christmas, and Kieran, as I think has been mentioned on the live stream previously, starting a medical degree at Notre Dame University in January, and at this stage probably not going to continue to play whilst at medical school. So it's maybe his last out for a little while. Probably not forever, but certainly for the moment. So just shutting the gate up there on the right field side that was left open accidentally by the guys in the Penrith dugout. Kieran won't be happy there with a base on balls to the number 9 hitter. Nice grab. So a nice grab there at third base. Went to second base for the play, but unfortunately a terrible throw. So it was well fielded, but unfortunately the throw was well away from Stacey, who had made her way to second base. But the ball was in the dirt and well away to her right, so unable to take the ball there, and went the runner proceeding on to 3. So runners in the corners here, none out. To the plate, right field, Dylan Maxworthy. Would have been a pass ball. The catcher got a hand. No, the catcher actually got a hand or a glove to it.
Kenya, see who called you.
And just catching up there, that pass ball scored a run, so the score now 4 runs to 2. One goes against the batter, one pitcher, one goes against the catcher, sort of. And a swing and a miss there. Might have been inside, not sure. May have been a called strike, don't know, but batter swung at that. So I'm not sure of the count here. I'm just waiting to see if we get a signal from home plate umpire Scott Murray. One ball and a ball into the diamond there from the Central Coast bullpen. So either 1 and 1 or 1 and 2 here. Looks like there's room here down the third base line, and there is. And Dylan flies out there into foul territory at third base for the first out, with a runner on 2 and 1 out. Now to the plate, shortstop Jake Edwards. An answer to Juvo. We do have movement up in the Central Coast bullpen. I believe Jordan Andrews is up there rolling over. So it may not be a complete game, but we will see. Hopefully it will at least be a win. So he's into the 5th inning, so the win's certainly his to take if he can get out of this innings. I think it'd be nice to finish with at least a win, if not a complete game. So needs to make his way through this innings and will then be in line for the win. Misses outside there. So I think that's 1 ball, 2 strikes on this batter. Three 3:30. We have about 24 minutes to go here, so not to start an innings, not till the thing, but not start an innings. So we'll have at least this, and I would suggest one more innings. Whoa, this is by a long way upstairs there. So Central Coast Marlins will bat in the bottom of this, and then what say we'll have at least one more innings, complete innings, in the time available. Unless any of those innings obviously blow out significantly.
Yeah, easy.
And not a good finish there, unfortunately, for Kieran with a hit by pitch. Maybe his last out for Marlins, at least for now. And a change on the mound here by the Central Coast Marlins with Kieran Johnston coming out of the game. And Jordan Andrews going to the mound. So that will rob him of the win, I assume, having pitched into the fifth. I don't know if that qualifies him for the winner, has to finish the fifth. So Apologies, I've been speaking forever and it was on mute. Apologies for that. You see, missed everything I said there with pinch hitter there. It was walked. A run has scored on a wild pitch, so the score is now 4 runs to 3. Kieran Johnston has been replaced on the mound. And another run. And the sack fly there to left field. Scores another run. Scores now tied 4-4. So sack fly there out to left field by Logan Glover. Scores the run from third. Scores here now tied 4 apiece. Runner still on second with 2 out. And someone else is heading to the bullpen. Not only shaped the bunt, he shaped the bunt with runners on 2 and 3, which was actually going to achieve very little. So this is a sack bunt that we didn't know about, which I doubt. And that's got the catcher somewhere that hurt. I believe that was in the actual head or face. So I think it's a bit more shaken up than physical pain, but obviously good to go. So we're off again. 2 out. Runner on 2. Score here 4-4. So what do we got? We've still got about 13 minutes to start inning, so we'll be going. Well, we may not go one more actually if Marlins could bat for 13 minutes and score a run, but that looks like it will land in, so they will now take the lead. So Penrith are going to take the lead here. And the line drive there out to right field plates another run. Penrith now lead this game here, 5 runs to 4. Yeah. I think Sean usually gets most moves right, but this one doesn't look to have been doing him any favours here, unfortunately. Kieran had dominated through 5 innings. Well, maybe not dominated, but it's only been on top of the Penrith lineup through 5 innings, but been blown open here with the pitching change. So now Marlins now trailing 5 runs to 4 after leading 4 runs to 1 at the start of this inning. Going to have to come out and swing some bats. Parker Robinson now in final warm-up down there in the bullpen. And it looks like we're 1 strike away here from finishing it. And that one's over to Stacey. Looks like she'll have time. Over to first base, and it is in time. So, and the 4-3 play there is in time to close down the top of the 5th innings. But not before the Penrith side have taken a lead here. Penrith now leading 5 runs to 4.
Can you finish innings?
Sorry?
Can you finish innings?
Yeah, finish innings.
What is it?
Leading off, Errol Guardia. And Errol Guardia fouls off there over the back fence. Finds himself down here 0-2. Takes one upstairs for a ball. Again, misses upstairs. Evens the count here at 2-2. Central Coast need a base runner here, now trailing by 1 run. Misses down on the outside for ball 3. That takes it to a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Errol. So, if he gets on, probably will be pinch run by one of the faster under 18s, I would assume. And hits one there to second base. Looks like it will be in time, which it is. 4-3 play there is in time, so one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Now hitting the catcher, Elijah Ansell.
Say who we have coming up.
Or in 4-5-6, so where you want to be. Pitch there finds the top of the zone for a called strike. Misses downstairs on the breaking ball for a ball, 1-1. And misses outside for a ball. Misses upstairs. Takes the count out to 3 balls, 1 strike here on Elijah. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes here, full count on the batter. Central Coast Marlins need a base runner. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Elijah Ansell goes down swinging there for the second out of the innings. 2 out. To the plate, Alex Russell. And he did a shortstop, fumbles it, so he will have a base runner. So runner on 1 to the plate, Shane Holt. Misses downstairs for ball 1. Kick off. Over to 1. Runner safely back. Will he go on this pitch? No. Swing and a miss at a low one there for a strike. So 1-1 now here on the batter. Penrith here looking for their first win in 3rd grade for the season. And at the moment, they look to be in the box seat against a horrible performance here by the Central Coast Marlins, who have completely capitulated in the 5th innings after having a comfortable lead all game. And there's another one in the dirt. That'll be to the fence, so that will get the runner through into scoring position. So the runner is now in scoring position, but there's 2 out. We're not quite at time, so if the out is made now, we would go another innings. We have and misses up and outside, so we are getting close to time. Tell you when it's time. There won't be another innings at the moment. There would still be another innings. We're in the final minute though to play another inning. So. And that misses inside. That's a base on ball. So I'd say now with another batter coming to the batting box. And we have a pinch hit here for the Central Coast Marlins. Flynn Khan now in the batter's box.
Come on, Flynn.
So runners here on 1 and 2, but 2 out. Tying run on 2, go ahead run on 1. And misses upstairs for a ball. And fouls off there on the right side. And a breaking ball there for a strike. 2 strikes on the batter. Penrith now 1 strike away from taking their first victory here in 3rd grade. Marlins 180 feet away from tying it up with the runner on 2nd. Runner goes on 3, and that's a called strike and a... Lincoln caught out there on strikes. Penrith take the win here, 5 runs to 4. Fucking horrible.
You all know I'm saying, oh, you've got a great better in here.